Thank you. I have to remember what I said now.
No, I don't. You don't need to. First question is obviously about ongoing festivals. Did you enjoy the tour up to now, or is it? How is it like to be on tour again?
I think the band are agreed that it's probably our favourite runner festival so far.
Mm-hmm.
The 5 that we've done. Because the songs that we're playing are just much more fun.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, when we've done festivals, we've usually gone into them thinking the only way we can win the audience over is by playing well-known songs, and it just never really worked, I don't think. So this time we decided we'll play just songs that we want to play.
I saw you play a very big variety of albums and of songs, yeah.
Yeah, I mean we played, at yesterday's one we played 24 or 5 songs, and we're playing about 23 or 24 tonight, and there'll only be 2 the same as yesterday.
Oh.
So it's
going to be...
Well, I'm trying to push the group, you see, so we'll be doing different songs for every festival. It's like, it's quite difficult for me to remember the words to something, but it just makes it more enjoyable, you know. If we were doing them and we were playing the same songs, it becomes a bit of a routine, but this way no one really knows what we're going to play until like an hour before the show, so it's a bit more exciting.
Yeah. Routine is a good catchword. This week the Rolling Stones celebrated their 40th birthday of being on stage. Does something like that makes you a little bit afraid of what's going on in the future?
Well, it makes me feel young. And no, I honestly, I stake my life on the fact that I won't be celebrating 40 years with The Cure. But it's our 25th anniversary coming up at the start of next year, and we plan to do something special for that.
So the release of the next album and your solo will be connected with it, or?
I think that my solo album will be attached to the next Cure album in some way.
But not attached to the anniversary.
No. The new stuff is really, it's very different. It's really different to it sort of follows on from Blood Flowers, but it's, I don't know what it is really. It's kind of like heavy rock at the moment. So no, I think we're doing kind of 2 lots of things with the anniversary stuff. Polydor have agreed to release all the B-sides, and so we'll probably be doing some promotion and some shows around that. But the new stuff will be completely separate. I was hoping that it would be before, but it looks like it'll probably be after. So we'll probably do like April and May will be back catalogue stuff, and then probably June will be new stuff.
Okay. But how is it like to be part of an institution which lasts now for 25 years?
It's better than being in an institution. At times it's the same. I never really see it like that, because when I'm doing this with the band, I just feel it's just like an extension of who I am, really. And I think it's probably different for me than it is for the others in certain respects, because I've never felt of it like a job. I don't kind of have to be there, I don't have to do it. I choose to do it. You know? It's like, and then I ask the others if they want to join me. So it's I've never kind of had to do anything that I've never really wanted to. So I don't feel like it's a thing that I can't get rid of. The Cure just exists when I want it to. So
yeah.
I really do enjoy it. It's like I can't think of anything else I'd rather do. I've thought long and hard about it, and it's there are things that I now do outside of the group that I never used to do. I kind of have more of a I suppose a life outside of the group than I used to have. But I can't at the moment see why I would not want to be in The Cure.
You said
pure alcohol coming out. It's terrible.
You said you have done different things apart from The Cure. Once you've done with The Cure, something like more this welfare aspect. You gave out Entreat for free, and then parts of the sellings with the albums connected with Entreat went to a welfare organization. I think ManCap it was called.
Yeah.
Are you still involved in something like that?
From time to time we do things like that. We did a thing on the Wild Mood Swings tour. We did a thing called Lost. What was it called? 5 Swing Live. That was for the Red Cross. We did Lost Wishes for a children's charity near where I live. It's not a big deal really. We could do a lot more. But it's.
Do you feel in any way that you have to do something like that? Because
No,
of your
well, no. But on a personal level, I mean, I do a certain amount that just makes me feel comfortable with how much money I earn. But that's just my upbringing. I feel guilty if I have, it's a terrible thing really. But I think with the band, sometimes I feel if we were doing something particularly like On Treat or 5 Swing Live, that I probably think like most fans would have got a bootleg. So they really aren't that in need of a live album. So maybe if we present something which is probably better sounding than a bootleg and it's well played and it's kind of, it's got a nice bit of packaging and it's limited edition, we don't really need to earn money from it. But I need to kind of, I suppose it helps if we charge money for it and the money goes to a good cause, then it makes sense, everybody wins. So we get a version of the songs out that we think is representative of how we play, which is well all the time. And fans don't feel like they're having to buy something to be, to complete their collection. It's like.
But it's not one thing you do mainly because you feel responsible for social problems. Or
No, as a group, we've always been very wary of committing ourselves to causes or charities. It's just something there's something about it. Apart from anything. 2 of the 5 of us actually fundamentally disagree with charity on a philosophical level. They don't think it's right. They feel that that their taxes should be more efficiently used and there shouldn't be any need for charities. So I'm not one of those 2. I actually think that charities are a good outlet for people who have got enough money. But a charity shouldn't really need to exist. But the fact is, it does. I think that people will often forget, like when we did, for example, Wild Mood Swings, that Jason had never been in a successful band. He'd actually he was living in a 1-bedroom flat. You don't join the Cure and suddenly become really, rich and famous. It's like, I'm probably the only one that's earned a lot of money out of the band. Simon has, but he's spent it all.
So yeah, what apart from that, as a person, you think is important for you?
Well, I suppose moving on from that, I think that what I've tried to do with the Cure is to always have a certain integrity about how we do things. So it's not necessarily that we're seen to be doing good, it's that the way that we go about doing things isn't seen to be kind of trying to do something we don't want to do. And to me, it's like that's the most important part of what we do. It's so that people who like the band will never feel let down. So fans of the band will never have to feel worried that we'll do something that they'll be ashamed of. That is like the most important thing for me, and that's why I see like the Cure. I try and make it like an extension of who I am, and that is because of my upbringing. I think that there are certain things that you should do, and certain things you shouldn't do, and it's at the same time, I don't think that we're role models, and I don't think we ever have been. But I think that we've kind of proved that you can be successful by doing things that you really believe in. You don't have to do it a certain way. So I suppose that's the thing that I've got out of the Cure. Apart from like the experience of singing and everything else that goes with it, which is probably more fun than the righteous stuff.
Are you sometimes do you sometimes have a conflict with people around you that perhaps have this opinion you should be in a certain role, or should have a certain image, should do special things?
I've pretty much been in conflict with everyone around me ever since I started, to be honest. Like the people, whether it be record company people or even people in the band, think that I could have, at many points in what I've done, have just, for want of a better way of putting it, just actually become more commercial, which is quite humorous to me, because we were an incredibly successful pop band in the 80s. We were really commercial from like 83 to about 87. That's all we did was pop music.
Yeah, you sold 27 million.
Yeah, I think that's slightly exaggerated because I certainly haven't got the money from them all, if that's how many we sold. It's but yeah, we've sold millions of records, but I over a period of time, and a lot of the music that we've made hasn't really been. As an example, when we did the Kiss Me album, we did the the singles from that, like Why Can't Be You and stuff, the logical thing to do is to capitalise on that, and what we chose to do is Disintegration, which when it came out, people were saying that isn't commercially successful, and yet became even more successful. And then we did the same with Wish, and that was even more successful again. So no one has ever really understood how we've been successful, and I honestly believe it's because of how we do things. I think primarily it's the music. If you don't write good music, or if you don't play music that people want to hear, then you haven't got a chance anyway. It doesn't matter what you think or do or say. But within that, it goes back to like our audience is a really kind of loyal audience, and it sort of renews itself. We attract a certain kind of person, and that's purely because of the kind of group that we are. So, I mean, I know that a lot of our hardcore fans hate us doing the singles, you know, with a passion. It just so happens that over the last kind of 5 years, I agree with them. That's why we haven't played many singles, and you know, on the Bloodflower tour we played very few singles. I don't really feel comfortable anymore. Having said that, we're doing 3 singles tonight.
Oh, 3 out of 22? Not
Possibly for. I think we might be doing. Try and cut here tonight for the first time. But
good. So again, a little bit a step back. You said something about the future sound of The Cure. Can you imagine to do totally different sound? Because you said the next songs will be different.
We have though. I mean, through the years, we've tried an awful lot of different styles of music. You know, it's like the obvious ones being Love Cats, and you know, we've done like electro pop and stuff.
Whenever enough, yeah.
But whenever I sing, it sounds like The Cure. I mean, we've done demos of stuff where I don't sing that you'd never notice The Cure. It's like, unless we play a particular type of music with a particular array of instruments, you know, then I know there is a definitive Cure sound, I suppose. But even within that, there's probably not just one definitive Cure sound. Like The Cure that played 17 Seconds is a very particular sound of its time. You know, it's like it sounds like The Cure. There's also a sound around the time of Disintegration, which is a very sort of Cure-like sound. But I think that like this band, Woodstage Open Air, has got a very particular Cure-like sound as well. It's like it's different again.
Yeah.
But the thing is, whenever I sing, it just sounds like The Cure. That's what people mean when they say we always sound the same. It's like but people. Well, in England.
But that's also what people want from you. So.
Well, the thing is, I suppose a lot of the criticism, most of the criticism we get, actually 90% of the criticism we ever get comes from the English media. And it's not really to do with the music, it's to do with me. And so essentially the people in England see The Cure and they see me. It's like, and so they hear The Cure and they hear my voice. And that doesn't really happen everywhere else in the world. I think there is actually more of a sense that The Cure's a band. You know? I mean, to fans, Simon's as important as I am.
Yeah.
It's like, and I know that, you know, and the band knows that. But the English media doesn't know that. They wouldn't even know who Simon was. So it's I don't know. It doesn't really bother me actually. It used to, but
okay. He's
too care.
Showing all these signs. We have to stop.
Another couple of questions.
Sorry?
Another couple of questions. I might stop sweating if you keep talking. 2 more questions. 3 more questions.
3 more questions.
Yeah.
Good. So, yeah, we talked a little bit about the person of Robert Smith. Obviously, the fans are very much interested in the person. How much would you give away from you to them?
I'm not sure that fans would really want me to be like a normal person. I don't think they'd want to know very much about me. I actually don't believe that, because. To give you an example, right, when I was young, I really admired David Bowie. He was kind of like the only living person that I thought was really good. And the first time I met him in the mid-90s, I was really, really upset because I sort of talked to him for a couple of hours and we didn't get on. We just disagreed about almost everything, about art and about, you know, the way the world turns. And I went away from that and I felt kind of just like that was my idol, you know, and I was so wrong. What I imagined he would be like, he was nothing like it. And I think that's true of anyone really, that if you find out that, you know, people have feet of clay, that's like I do something which is unusual from time to time. I do, you know, and my life is kind of unusual because I don't have to work, because what I enjoy doing is actually my job. And going on stage and singing to people is a kind of a unique experience, and the reason why I still do it is because I can't get that anywhere else. You know, it's like it's something that I would really miss. But 90% of my life is incredibly dull. It really is. It's just like everyone's life is. You know, the myth that people have exciting lives is just that. It's a myth. I mean, there's no such thing, isn't it? I mean, you can only kind of do so much, and then you fall over and you die. You know? So it's like there's
not this rock star.
Well, no, I mean, what's exciting to me would not be exciting to other people. You know, the fact that I can sit and I'll read a book in like 4 or 5 hours, that's not exciting. You know. But for those 4 or 5 hours, I'm completely engrossed, and I find it the fact that I can do that any time of the day or night, and no one can tell me you've got to get up for work or something, is for me is the best thing about my life. But that's not really, it's not interesting. I don't rock climb, or I'm not trained to be an astronaut or anything. The only thing I do that is noteworthy is actually what I do with the Cure. The rest of it is really, but apart from the fact I like to keep it private because I'm with someone who completely hates what I do. Hates the publicity. Like Mary's completely against what I do.
So
she likes the music, but she thinks the rest of it is absolute rubbish. But then she's probably the only person in the world that actually knows who I am.
But perhaps you need some sort of grounding.
It's definitely the only thing that's kept me from becoming unbearable. I'm not unbearable at times, but from actually, I suppose, living out the life that people would like me to. And I live a much more normal life than I think people could imagine. I live very modestly, actually. It's kind of strange. People are usually when they find out where I live and they come and visit, I think they're quite shocked at how normal it is. It's a really normal neighbourhood, it's a normal house, you know. It's like, people want me to be in like a Gothic castle or something, but one day I'll move.
Okay.